Hi, I'm Ben from RealMax Software, and I'm back with a CMS update that you've all been waiting for. We've had so many requests on the forums and so many messages about what's going on with the CMS. I'm really happy to say that I can now give you an update on where we're at. So let's jump straight into Elements. I've just got a empty project here, and what I'm going to do is show you how quickly it's going to be to set up a blog in one of your projects. So I've already got a couple of global set up, so I'm going to add the menu and I'm going to add the footer. Then using the new templates feature, I've already saved some CMS templates to my project here. So what would be nice is if we had a banner, so I'm going to drop that in there. And next we want to add our CMS content. So to do that, I'm just going to drop in the post grid. And you can see here, all of this is already set up. So this is the way it's going to work with the CMS. You can see here, I've got some core templates already available. And we're going to have CMS templates as well. So you'll be able to drag these into whichever project you're working on. But as I say, here's the posts grid already set up. I've got a collection, which is a CMS component, and I've hooked up that collection to a folder of posts. So if I go to my page list here, you'll see all I've done is I've added a CMS folder, and then inside of there I've got a gym blog folder which contains a list or a set of markdown files which are our blog posts. So all I've done here on this post list is connect that collection up to that folder of items. We've then got a set of featured posts on the side here, and again I've got a collection, and I've set that up to go to the gym blog folder here. The difference between these two collections is I have filtered these ones to not be featured, and this collection is filtered to be only featured. Okay, so let's preview that in the browser. And there we can see instantly we've got a list of posts. So these were the non-featured posts and these were our featured posts. All of this data is coming directly from this gym blog folder. So the CMS collection component is handling all of the listing, all of the fetching, all of the caching, everything for you. And it lists out those posts based on the template that you set up here. So you can see from the template that I use, the post grid, I've already set up the tags, I've set the item title, the excerpt, some metadata, and so on. So this is how I design my collection list. And then once we preview that in the browser, again, we don't have to publish this to a live server. All of this works directly from within Elements. So we can preview locally before we publish any of these changes. But you can see here, it's grabbed the title here, it's got the excerpt, and it's got the author and the date here. If we wanted to change any of this, let's say we wanted to, I don't really like that some of these excerpts are longer than the others. We can go back in here, we can just use a twig filter. So we can say truncate, and we can say we want 120 characters. If we then go back and preview that, you'll see those get cut down to 120, and all of the text here spans over 3 lines for every single item. So it's as easy as that to change the templates. If we wanted to change any of the other data, you have access, as I've shown you in the previous CMS videos, you've got access to all of the data from within your Markdown posts. So if I go and have a look at one of those, you'll see here we've got titles, descriptions, the date, whether it's featured or not, tags, authors, images, and so on. And this is obviously the body of the post. So you can access any of this data directly within your templates here. So for example, if I wanted to instead have the tag listed here, so the primary tag for this, I could say item.tag.title. And if we go and preview that, you'll see that gets updated there. So we've got beginner's guide and beginner's guide. So this is something I have added. If you've been following along from the first CMS videos, what you can actually do now is have multiple tags, and the first tag for each post is going to be the primary tag. So that's accessible through item.tag. So you can see here the first tag is beginner's guide, first tag is swimming, and that will be output as the primary tag essentially for this post. So that's how you can access any data. The way we're accessing the images is the same. We're using a standard image component, and instead of using a resource, we're using the CMS, and we're saying that we want to use the item and then the image and then the source. So again, if I go to the markdown folder, you'll see we've got an image and then we've got a source. So all of the data here is accessible through Twig templating. You simply do the item dot and then the data that you want to use. So item dot image dot source will give you this this URL here. So that is how those are being displayed. As I mentioned, we filtered these two collection lists. So this one is non-featured and these ones are only featured. As I said, the way to feature a post is simply set featured flag to true. Then on your collection listings, you can say here not featured, and this collection is only featured. So you have all types of filtering options for your collection listings. Okay, great. Let's have a look. If we click on one of these posts, you'll see we go to the individual post page. Again, we don't need to publish this to a live server. This just works all from within Elements and in your browser locally. So it's grabbing the title, the excerpts, the metadata, the image. We've got the body, and we've even got a list of related posts here. So if I hop over back to Elements, we have another component called related items, and that will find related items to the current item that you're viewing based on the tags and the author, and you can turn these on and off and set the limit. So this is the individual post page, as you might have noticed. All we're doing here is we're using a CMS item. Now I know I'm going rather quickly through these features. If you want to get a bit more information on those, go back to the previous CMS videos and have a watch through those. Most of this stuff hasn't changed. Anyway, all we've got is an individual item component. So those are available in the CMS collection here. And all we need to do is hook that item up to the folder of posts that we want to fetch from. So the same collection, we're using the gym blog folder, which again is here. And what that will do is just fetch the item slug from the URL and automatically insert that data into your template. So again, this works exactly the same as the collection listings. You have access to all the item data. You can change any of these Twig template syntax or the Twig templating here. Again, if we wanted to truncate this down a little bit further, we can use a pipe character. We can say truncate, and let's just say 20 or 30 characters just so we can see what's happening. If we go back and refresh, you'll see that we've truncated that down to 30. So you have, as I say, access to all of the data from the markdown files here available to you. So you can see in this example, I've mixed and matched plain text. So posted by, I'm grabbing the author, on, and then the date with a custom filter there. And you can see that is being displayed down here. Again, the image is the same. We're using a standard image component. You get all of the same controls that you're used to. All I'm saying is I want the resource to be CMS, and I'm grabbing the item, image, source. So nothing fancy going on there. So that, in a nutshell, is how you get a CMS blog listing onto one of your pages and design a custom post page directly in Elements. You can see that's updating there with the different data. Okay, that's a quick overview of the collections and the items. A couple of other things I want to mention that have been updated. You can see here I've got this nice search here. If I click on search and I begin typing, you'll see that we get an instant live search. Again, we don't need to publish this. This is all happening locally on my machine. There's no local servers, there's no publishing. Everything happens locally before you need to publish up to your live server. So you get a live preview of how everything is going to look. But as I say, we have live search, so we can search for anything. and that will go through my gym blog folder and return these search results for me. So how do we design that? If we go back to our menu, global here, you can see I've got a modal drop zone, or into the desktop drop zone. And in the modal, if I show you the content, we have a collection search that is hooked up to the gym blog folder as well. So again, this is just a CMS component. And then you can drop in and design this however you want. So again, you have access to all of the data from the markdown file in the twig templating syntax. So I've just designed a nice little image, title, and author on here. If we didn't want the author and we wanted the tag, for example, again, we can say tag.title. If we go and preview that in the browser and refresh, now when we search for things, we will get the tag in here instead. So yeah, as I say, you have access to all of the data also inside of the collection search results. So you can design a completely custom search for yourself there. Okay, let's hide the modal content for now. The other things we've also got support for is RSS and sitemaps. So for each collection on the page, you can turn on or off both RSS and sitemap generation. What this will do is add a link to the RSS and the sitemap to the head area of the page that you're on. So you can have multiple RSS feeds on the same page. You just need to go in here and enable the RSS, and that will be generated and linked to within the head area of your page. Easy as that to add RSS and sitemaps. We've obviously got pagination. You should have seen that in action here. If I scroll down, you'll see we've currently got 2 pages. If I click next, you'll see that that will load different posts. So the second page of posts come in there. So that's pagination already set up. You can change that here. You can say how many items you want per page. As I mentioned earlier, we've got filters. You can filter by filter by the state, the date, tags, and author. These can come from the URL, so it can detect if there's any tag parameters in the URL, or you can manually enter the tags that you want displayed for this collection. So if you only wanted something like a technology to be displayed here, you would simply put in technology, and that would add it. And you can also add comma separated, so you could say health and tech, and the collection will automatically manage that for you. It will filter through all of the markdown files in here and work out which ones have got health or tag added, health or tech added to their tags. Okay, that's that. What else did I want to show you? Let me check my notes. Yes, we've got, as I mentioned very quickly earlier, on the individual post template page, we have a unified CMS item component now. So previously we had a collection item and a static item. Those have been combined into one just to simplify things. And the way that works now is, as it says here, you can either link to a specific file, so an individual file in your CMS folder, or you can link to a folder. If you link to a folder, it will attempt to detect the slug for the item that you're trying to view. So it just gives you a way to set up a static piece of content from your CMS or a dynamic piece of content from a collection of items. Hopefully that makes sense, but if not, leave a comment below and let me know. I can always do a follow-up on that. Okay, what else have we added? We have mentioned the better search. That's still a work in progress. We have added caching. So all of the collections that you list out here, these now have caching on the back end. So we've got a really smart caching system that will stop the need to read all of these posts every single time you request them. So the CMS system on the back end is going to read it the first time. It generates a cache for the data that we need to return for this collection. and on the subsequent requests, all of that data is cached. Therefore, it would be a lot faster page loads for you. And that's smart as well. So as soon as you change the data or you add a new blog post in here, that cache will get invalidated and will update it automatically. Okay, before I wrap up this video, I want to show you a couple of templates that I've been building up. So let's switch over to a blank page. So I've got this workout page here, and what I want to show you is the flexibility of the templating system. So I've shown you the post grid template. What I want to show you is if we have a couple of other designs that we might want to use. So let's just stick our banner in there. That's hard-coded content, but below there we might want a card grid. So we'll pop that in, and you can see here this really nice template feature that we've added recently. This has allowed me to pre-design these templates. So what I've got here is a collection. I've linked it up to my gym blog, and I've designed a nice card here. So if we preview this one in the browser, you'll see here that we now get this nice card design that when I hover over, the images go from completely desaturated to having color again, and they move slightly as I hover over them. So it's a completely different design than the one on the home page. So you can see we've got kind of this 2-column listing here, and we've got a sidebar with featured posts. This is the exact same data that we're using now on this workouts page. So you can see here we've got the titles, we've got the author, all the same data, all coming from the gym blog folder, but designed and laid out completely differently. So this hopefully should illustrate the flexibility of this system. And again, all of this is available. Once you drop this onto your page, you can change this. If you don't want the author and instead you want the tag title, we can change that there. Come back and preview, and you see that gets instantly updated. And again, this is all local on your machine. No publishing to an FTP server, no needing to go online or anything like that. Everything is done locally. You don't need an internet connection for this. All of this just works locally on your machine. Okay, so that's like a nice card design there. Let's go to our contact page. Let's stick the banner in there as well, and this time let's use the post list into here. So on this page you can see I've got a completely different layout again, but all I've got is a collection. Hook that up to my gym blog folder, and inside of there in the items I've just got a grid, and in the first column here I'm putting the date and the tag, and then I've got the title and the excerpt, and then I've got the item image. So again, I'm just using CMS, and I'm setting item image source. So if we preview this, you can see we get another completely different layout. So we've got the featured posts at the top. So what I did here was set the filters, set only featured on this one, and then the exact same collection below. We've got the gym blog, and I've got features to be not featured. And in that case, we get all of these featured up the top, and then we get a list of posts down below. Okay, so hopefully you can see on the 3 different pages I've got here, we've got 3 completely different layouts. We've got the gym, we've got workouts with these cards, and then on contact, we have the post listings like this. All of this is the same data. I really want to reiterate that. All of the data being shown here is coming from the same folder in our project. We've got this gym blog. All of that's being pulled in, but we've designed 3 completely different collection listing types. Okay, one thing I want to make clear is that this CMS system is local to Elements. We do not have an online editing component to this CMS system right now. We will be adding that in the future, but we cannot say when that's going to happen, and it could be quite a way off before we manage to get a fully formed online editing system available in Elements for you. So right now, you will need to edit the CMS, including all of the templates and everything from within Elements. The data here is not accessible to be edited or changed online. Now, having said that, you will be able to upload files to the publish folder here. via an FTP client. So you can allow clients to upload Markdown files directly to the server. Those will be picked up by the CMS, but they won't be synced back down into Elements. So that will be a completely manual process for you to manage right now. But it does give you an option to be able to upload content to your CMS via an FTP client. But as I say, I really want to reiterate that this system is local to Elements only. We don't have the online editing right now, but we are going to be building the online editing for the CMS. But like I say, I can't say when that's coming just yet. So who is this CMS for? This system is for anyone who wants to build their own custom CMS directly within Elements. As I've shown you with the templating and the twig syntax, you have access to all of the data that you set inside of the Markdown files. So if you want a piece of custom data in here, you can simply enter something custom with a value, and that will be available on the front end with the twig syntaxing here. So as you see here, you've got item.title. This could be anything you want to call it. It could be item.name. It's very flexible. All of the system is built to be flexible and allow for extensions further down the line. But this system is for someone or anyone that wants to build up their own custom system and have the flexibility to design all of the listings and the templates and everything themselves. You're going to get full flexibility with all of the data accessible, and you can build up a really custom CMS system for yourself. Okay, that's all I've got for you on this CMS update. I hope you're as excited about this system as we are. We cannot wait to get it into Elements and see what you guys build with it. But for now, that's it. If you've got any comments, questions, like what you see, drop us a note below and I'll be sure to see you down there. Cheers, bye.